Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you always watch full video.
When you watch a movie like Paid in Full or Juice, you learn that no one can be trusted in the streets. The people around you will betray you in the drop of a dime if it's beneficial to them. The same thing that happened in those movies allegedly happened to the subject of today's video. The subject of today's video was a rising rapper from Florida that was killed after allegedly being betrayed by someone close to him. The subject of today's video is none other than Wizdawizard, and today we're going to be telling his story. But before we get into the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Wizdawizard, real name Wisdom Williams, was from Hollandale Beach, Florida. He was a member of a group called MM, standing for More Money, More Murder, and More Emotion. MM beats with groups like HMT, HTK, and Liberia. Wiz grew up in a rough area, so he turned to a life of crime at a young age. In 2015, when he was just 17 years old, Wiz was arrested for leading a home burglary ring. He and his crew would kick in the front doors of residences and steal jewelry, electronics, personal information, and anything else of value. Prosecutors believe that there were over 100 members of the gang and that they were responsible for over 100 robberies. After a 6-month investigation, Wiz was arrested and charged with burglary, aggravated assault, and resistance without violence. While he was in a juvenile detention center, Wiz got in a fight with another inmate. Due to this fight, he was moved to another dorm. It was there that he met famous Broward rapper Kodak Black, and the two formed a strong connection. This was before Kodak had even dropped his first mixtape or blown up yet. Years down the line, Kodak would blow up, and Wiz would start rapping, and then he would sign to Kodak's Sniper Gang label. While Wiz was locked up, he would suffer a horrible tragedy that occurred outside the walls. On October...
That'd be cold when you just you getting something, something going for yourself, and then life throw you an L. Like, bro, like that's it'd be crazy. It'd be like somebody or something with you. Like, bro, like come on, bro. I'm just starting to win, and this is what I gotta go through, bro.
16th, 2016, Wizdawizard's blood brother Jib, real name Jib Williams, and a friend were in the 700 block of Northwest 7th Avenue when gunfire erupted. Both Jib and his friend were shot. They ran away, but later collapsed not far down the street. Paramedics eventually arrived, and both were transported to Memorial Regional Hospital. The friend, who was 17 years old, was in stable condition and survived his injuries. Tragically, Jib would be pronounced dead from his injuries at the hospital at just 19 years old. Jib was a beloved member of MM, so his death devastated not just Wiz, but the entire MM. Multiple MM rappers have bragged on songs that they went on a killing spree to avenge Jib's death.
When chick got put in dirt, I caught me 3, you know that's fat. When chick got put in dirt, I caught me 3, you know that's fat.
Wiz would be released from jail soon after this and would allegedly try to avenge.
I ain't lie. The beginning of it, like when they first played it, the tone of the voice sounded like that song was ass.
His brother's death as well.
Crime alert in Hollywood, where police are investigating a deadly drive-by that claimed the lives of 2 neighbors.
And Local 10's Jeff Wines here is live with more. This is just a devastating story, Jeff.
Well, Christy, Amber Campbell simply crossed the street to talk to her neighbor and pet her neighbor's dog, and that is when someone drove down this street and opened fire on both of them. Campbell and her neighbor Denzel Williams were both killed, and it appears the bullet was not meant for Campbell.
In 2017, a man named Denzel Williams was walking down the street when a black Nissan with 2 men inside pulled up beside him. Wiz was one of the people in the car. Wiz rolled down the window and shot 6 times in Denzel's direction. Denzel was able to successfully get away and would later identify Wiz to police. Denzel told the police that Wiz shot at him because Wiz believed that he had something to do with Jib's death. Wiz would be arrested and charged with attempted murder for this in 2017. Denzel was going to testify against Wiz, likely leading to a long prison sentence. Denzel would be killed before the trial happened and he could testify. On August 22, 2020, Denzel Williams and his neighbor, a woman named Amber Campbell, were standing in front of her house having a conversation. As they were talking, a red car pulled up and someone inside opened fire. Both Denzel and Amber were shot. Both of them were taken to Memorial Regional Hospital where they were both tragically pronounced dead. Denzel was the target of the shooting and Amber was an innocent bystander. Amber was just 43 years old and had 3 children. Denzel was just 29 years old and had 2 children.
That's crazy. Took that lady life for nothing, bro. She ain't do nothing. You ended that lady life, bro.
Was on house arrest at the time this happened, so there's speculation that he dropped the bag on Denzel. However, this has never been confirmed. Regardless, Wiz's attempted murder charges would be dropped in 2021 as the only witness was now dead.
Deadly discovery in Hallandale Beach where a body was found this morning. Investigators suspect foul play. Local 10's Ian Margle is live with details on this. Ian.
Yeah, police cleared this scene about an hour and a half ago at this point. This is the home where that man was found, but there are still a lot of questions left to be answered here. Namely, why did this happen and where was this man killed?
On September 17, 2021, Wiz's body was discovered around 6 a.m. in the front yard of a Hallandale Beach home. It's believed that he was shot and that his body was transported to the house. People on the internet have claimed that Wiz's body was chopped up, however this has never been confirmed. Wiz was just 24 years old when he died. Wiz's ops would go online and celebrate after news of his death broke.
Hey Scoop! Come on, what's good? Hey, play that, what's the name? No, they gonna go to apartment shit. That little 10-bit white talk that homie, see? We bit that boy block, we hit it so mean. See on my dick, Columbus, gangsta. Get up close, boop, blind as eye, come out. Chopper go, light the fire, be quiet. It was easy, he liked his ass. He laid out, we stacked that ass.
It'd be crazy when people do that and then they catch an L right after it. We gotta figure out and do better, bro. Like, how we supposed to get on top if we doing stuff like this, bro?
No one has been charged for his death, but rumors circulated that another Florida rapper named 26 CJ was involved. Rumors spread that CJ got close to Wiz, then snaked him. This theory has never been officially confirmed, but following Wiz's death, CJ began to call himself King Cobra and hinted at snaking Wiz in his songs. All this would catch up to CJ. It's rumored that there was money on his head, and people would eventually come to collect it in a horrific manner.
On the top here at 4:30, investigators making a deadly discovery after a vehicle went up in flames with a person inside of it. Hello again, everybody. Critical clues possibly pointing to an arson attack.
7's Vanessa Medina is in Pompano Beach with more.
Cell phone video shows a car on fire in Pompano Beach. But once the fire was out, it would lead to a gruesome discovery.
On March 28, 2023, someone called 911 around 6:30 a.m. to report a vehicle on fire in the 200 block of Northwest 32nd Court. Cell phone video showed the white SUV engulfed in flames as thick dark smoke shot into the air. A nearby dumpster also caught fire. Deputies and Pompano Beach firefighters responded to the scene and the fire was extinguished. Then they made a horrific discovery. The deputies found a charred body inside the back seat of the vehicle. The body would later be identified as 26 CJ. Investigators also determined that CJ was shot before the car was set on fire. Following CJ's death, members of MM would celebrate and post memorial pictures of Wiz. A rapper and MM member named Wham made a post on his IG story claiming that Wiz's killer was dead and another post clowning CJ. Another theory that has circulated is that Kodak Black allegedly had involvement in Wiz's death. As I mentioned earlier, Wiz was signed to Kodak's Slapper Gang label, but the two of them started having issues after Wiz wanted to be released from his contract. Wiz claimed that Kodak signed him for just $30,000 and refused to let him buy himself out of his contract and was blocking his career.
Man, if you know me, man. You know I don't give a f about this internet shit.
That's crazy. 30 bands, bro. Sometimes it might be beneficial if you if you upcoming artist, your homie upcoming artist, but he got the mindset of I'm gonna start a label. I'm gonna do this. Here go money for you. I'm gonna make you're my artist. That's in that moment. If y'all both coming up, all right, because hey, he had the mindset of starting a label and he still gave some bread instead of saying, you know, you're my artist, and we gonna just go up together. But he gave some money. Y'all went up together, and sometimes it's beneficial, but sometimes it's not. It's not. Sometimes an artist signing to another artist, sometimes it don't work, bro. Sometimes, especially depending on if that person don't have your best interest at heart. As long if they just their main focus is to make sure that they get some money. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be beneficial, because if you start becoming a good enough artist, what, bro? You're my bag. I'm not letting you go nowhere.
Clout shit, I don't care for that. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't even say nothing crazy to you, bro. Shit, bitch, I ain't saying you green. I ain't saying you pussy. I ain't none of that, bitch. You my dog. I love you, bitch. I just want to buy the contract, bitch. You avoiding everything else but that contract. You talking about everything but that contract, bro. We not beefing, bro. The world know that, bro. You my brother, bro. It ain't that deep. We can link up and fight if that was the case. It ain't that deep. We ain't got no problem with each other, bro. You tripping, bro. I just want to get out my contract.
Kodak has mourned Wiz on social media.
Wiz was a great rapper. I hate that shit happened to him like that.
Kodak has also made posts and had lines in his songs seemingly dissing Wiz. Despite all this, I find it unlikely that Kodak was involved in his death. It seems like the streets always catch up to you, no matter who you are. This lifestyle seems so pointless. You catch bodies and snake people just to have to look over your shoulder forever because you know people are trying to do the same thing to you. RIP to everyone that passed away in this video. Let me know what you guys think about this.
That was real fast right there, bro. Do all this dirt stuff just to have the dirt stuff back, get thrown back on you, because most time the reason why most of it get thrown back, even though karma is very, very real, but the reason why it be hitting so hard and